a focus on fat fees. Hello, I'm Anthony Miller. New record set for performance Paychecks as DJ Superstar puts the spotlight back on dancehall in the US. Attention now turning to European festivals like Summer Jam. This against the backdrop of complaints from some reggae promoters about rising fee costs and declining demand for the music.
Party your luck.
Traditionally, Jamaican artists were topping out at 150,000 per show, maybe 200,000. That was basically the norm for, the real top acts, the top tier acts. Now the paradigm has shifted.
Vybz Kartel riding a wave of popularity since being freed from prison in 2024.
Pent-up demand is always a very important factor in terms of your pricing.
Hitting the road, filling arenas, and commanding fat fees. Figures unheard of for reggae and dancehall artists. Tongues wagging ever since feverish speculation followed on how much Reggae Sumfest boss Joe Bogdanovich paid to secure Kartel's first post-prison public performance, picking up steam after sold-out concerts in New York. Not one to shy away from contrasting the privations of prison life with the abundance of the glamorous life, the Gaza Godfather seemed only too happy to post the results of frequent shopping sprees. Kartel watchers, however, got a window onto his actual fee numbers when he declined to perform at a gig in Trinidad after the promoter failed to pay the full amount. This despite the promoter claiming to have made over almost $1 million as a deposit. Fallout from Kartel's non-appearance included bottles thrown at the One Love Music Festival and claims by the promoter that another act had asked for a comparable figure to replace Kartel as the headliner. No love lost over the Trinidad debacle, but some asking, has Kartel changed the game? And can others also expect a pay rise? Why do you think a lot of people are talking about artist fees right now?
Well, a lot of people is talking because they have exposed what Kartel is getting. And that's where the problem is.
Why is it a problem?
Because a lot of artists feel that they should be getting what Kartel is getting. I mean, if a venue have 30,000 people and he said he want $1.3 million US based on the fact that a guy could pay up to $300-400 per ticket, of course, why not? Who else can demand?
There are a number of artists who might be hankering for that kind of fees that Kartel has managed to secure. I would say to them, hasten slowly. Unless you're able to pull the kind of crowd that Kartel is able to do, then it might be a fool's errand to try to imitate what he's doing. He is now a proven megastar, somebody who can demand and command certain fees because he's able to provide that return to investment. And if you are an artist who cannot provide that kind of guarantee, then you shouldn't go there. We have to understand that there are horses for courses. Clearly, Vybz Kartel has demonstrated that as a solo act, he can pull an enormous crowd. I wouldn't have an outcry to say, well, his fees are exorbitant at this point, because it is a question of whether the promoters are able to have viable ventures by hiring him.
The scenario in Trinidad, how can that promoter make a profit paying somebody $1.35 million in a small country like Trinidad?
If you can pack a Queen's Park Savannah with 30,000 people.
Paying what?
And you're paying maybe $200 or $150 US. You might be able to make some money as a promoter. The production and everything might cost him $3 million, but he's able to secure another $3 million. And perhaps he might be even able to attract some sponsorship. Who knows?
booking agent Cabell Stevenson repping for acts working the performance circuits, especially in Europe.
The UK has a broad population of our diaspora people. The same thing in the United States, on the East Coast. If we go to the Midwest, we will not get that reception. If we go on the West Coast, we are not going to get that reception. And if we go into France, Belgium, Germany, we don't get that reception. Now, if we go to a festival, we can have people, but you're not the only person who's going to be on a festival. It makes a difference.
So you had a time when people wanted to see dancehall, they wanted to see reggae, and then what changed?
The product is not on the top shelf anymore. It takes investment to get that product up on that shelf. I mean, an artist get a chance to sing on a rhythm. And, you know, people like it, start to share on social media. Where do we go from there? Who is going to take it to the next level?
So you're booking fewer and fewer artists to go to Europe to perform?
Yes.
Because there's no demand?
There's not much demand.
Dean Fraser was saying recently that Jamaican musicians going to Europe for a very long time now were being underpaid.
But how can we blame even the promoter? If the product that you are traveling with cannot pull the numbers through the door to pay you, who you do expect the promoter to pay you? Because the promoter is paid by the artist. The product is what paid everybody.
So a lot of promoters no longer want to accommodate Jamaican bands going up?
They don't want to accommodate the loss.
Because the band has got to be backing somebody that an audience wants to see and will pay to see. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
And there are fewer of those coming out of Jamaica right now.
Right.
He mentions Capleton, Protege, and a handful of others bucking the trend by consistently servicing the market, doing the club circuit, and crucially, he says, having a sound that sells.
So the song gets to the ears of people. People want to see you, people want to know you. If those production levels are not there, and people are not producing you into your keys, so they're singing and keeping your sound up, who is going to want to see? It becomes a bad product. A bad product sell? I don't know that.
What are you talking about, reggae or dancehall?
Both. Buju Banton have a song. Kartel have a song. Capleton have a song. Protege have a song. The Marleys have a song.
Recently, a European promoter griped about Jamaican artist fees, provoking responses from Buju Banton and musician and arranger Dean Fraser.
Promoters are complaining that the fees are exorbitant among Jamaican acts. I listened to somebody as reliable as Dean Fraser, who is complaining that he thinks that the rates have been too low historically. The reggae wave, which really took over Europe, is perhaps now receding. There are shifts in the dynamics which the promoters will have to appreciate. If they cannot, then they will be out of business. They'll have to look for something else.
Both Clyde Mackenzie and Cabell Stevenson watching to see how Kartel fares at Summer Jam in Germany this July. The DJ is set to close the 3-day festival on July 5th.
Nobody's going to get close to Kartel. None of them.
They're going to have to be realistic.
They're
going to have to check themselves and not succumb to ego. And because Kartel is charging it, I can charge more too.
And if they go that route, they'll be out of the market sooner or later. Very soon. Nobody will be calling their phone. Nobody will be calling for them. If they try to step into the driveway of Kartel, they will be bounced out.
Or a Buju Banton.
Or a Buju Banton. The man break the record in the UK already. Well, Kartel was here before he went to prison. Kartel wasn't doing a lot of tour, but he was giving the people music, and they were loving the music. They didn't see him. Now that he's out of prison, he's not making much music, but he's making himself available to his fan base, and they are supporting him, so he will get the money.
Aren't those audiences going to want to see other dancehall artists because of this spillover Kartel effect?
They will want to see them, but I think if they want to be popular, they should try to see if they can get on Kartel stage.
How long can Kartel sustain this level of pricing?
Everything have timing. There's timing to everything. And it won't take much for people to realize if the numbers are falling, they will know that, no, we cannot go further. He himself will know. Adidja Palmer will know that.
And it doesn't really matter if he's still struggling sometimes to deliver.
No, they just want to see him.
They want to see Kartel.
Right, it's just an appearance. People are paying for an appearance. It's not even the delivery of music, but the appearance of Kartel on the stage.
Drake send this him say congrats Kartel.
After Summer Jam, Kartel heads to the UK for the Wireless Festival, where he'll be Drake's special guest, alongside Burna Boy, for a sizable fee. That show's set for July 13 in London.
And Wireless is Live Nation.
And Kartel is on Wireless.
Yes.
What's the figure?
£800,000.
That's a lot of corn.
That's a lot of corn. That's a cartel storm, the tsunami of Kartel.
And the fact is, nobody out of Jamaica right now could command that amount of money.
None. And it has never been done.